you to do, man? It is your Abdul up next, and I'm back with another video today, man. Yes, Sirski, and today we're watching another one of these strange animation videos. I asked you guys to give me 2,000 likes on it in order for me to bring another one. You guys did that in like 2 days, so I'll give it to y'all. I need 3,000 likes this time, and I will bring a part 4 of this. But we're watching these animated stories, and let me tell you the title. Teen Mom Living in the Sewer. How? 7 kids in 3 years at 18. A lot of fatherless activity. Can I get a lot of fatherless activity in the comment section? How are y'all spawning in on hard mode like this? Where do y'all go wrong? We're gonna start with homeless and pregnant at 16. 3, 2, 1. Now I'm supposed to feel bad for y'all logically due to the fact that's my job. But you can't tell me at least one of these people didn't do something wrong. How do you wind up homeless and pregnant? Where's the baby daddy? Another dad, no. Another dad failed at birth. Bro, what's up with these dads nowadays? Y'all just don't be present at all? I knew people wasn't having dads, but I didn't know dads was getting this cruel. Dads are cruel.
Ever since I was born, my parents completely ignored me. So it's no wonder
Sheesh.
that I turned out weird. When I got
Oh my God.
a girl asked me when my birthday was, and I responded, "What's a birthday?"
This is a bot. This is not a real human. How do you not know what's a birthday?
The day you get presents because you turned 1 year older. I said, "Oh right, I saw that on TV, but my parents don't do that." You see,
What?
I was raised by a nanny. She sometimes took me to the playground so I could interact with other kids, but that was rare. Normally, she told me to stay in my room and be quiet.
Y'all be spawning in on hard mode. How is everybody so cruel? How you don't even know what your birthday is? Who is your parents? What do they do for a living?
So I never learned how to make friends. Being lonely is incredibly painful. So I was happy when my new classmate Romero approached me inside the school bus, saying,
His haircut is ridiculous.
What's your name? I was too shy to respond, but he kept talking and even asked me out on a date. I said yes, even though he was quite creepy. When we met, he always sat down right next to me, putting his hand on mine. Most girls wouldn't have liked it, but this was my first touch with another human being in years.
Ah! You just said he was creepy, now you say you like him!
It felt so good. He
What?
started coming over to my house, and while I just wanted to play games, he often tried to kiss me. But I was only 14 and not ready for anything romantic, so I rejected his attempts.
Okay, but what's his haircut? Look at his haircut! Bro, I can't focus. What did you ask your barber? Do you cut your own hair? Do your little brother cut your hair? Do you cut your hair in the dark?
Even without kissing, we became a couple. I didn't mind how creepy he could be. Sometimes he stared at me for minutes without saying a word, but other
What
times,
in the
he
world?
just held my hand and it felt like heaven to me. At age 15, I allowed Romero to stay overnight and sleep in my bed. Maybe you can guess what happened next. Other times, he just held my hand and it felt like heaven to me. At age 15, I allowed Romero to stay overnight and sleep in my bed.
What? What? Your parents gotta be Dora's parents. You let him do what? What? You at 15? At 15, my daughter can't even have company at the house. What you mean overnight in the bed? You get up, bro. If I would have caught you in bed with my daughter, Romero, I don't care if who told you you could stay. You was not gonna meet another day. With my daughter, dude? Y'all 15 talking about y'all did what? When you 15, be real, bro. You need to focus on your... Man, I ain't gonna lie. By 15, some people was being a little too fast, though. That's the thing. I wasn't. But at 15, people was being a little too fast. I out loud. What about mom? Did dad?
Next, I got pregnant and only found out about it when my belly grew bigger. I told
Oh
him
my God.
and he got really angry, screaming, "How stupid do you have to be to get pregnant? My parents are gonna kill me if they find out."
That's what you get for doing dumb stuff like being fast at such a young age. You 15. Focus on football. Ain't that what the sports players be saying? I'm focused on basketball. I'm focused on football. I'm focused on football. I'm focused on baseball. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make NBA.
Responded, "Don't worry, I will keep it a secret." And Romero finally calmed down. You see, because of
How do you keep it a secret?
I avoided conflict at all costs. Whenever Romero got angry, I did everything I could to make him stop screaming at me. But I wasn't completely innocent either. I loved the idea of getting a baby. Finally,
Oh my
I
God!
had a best friend, someone I loved and cared about. But while I was cooking myself dinner, my mother noticed my belly and asked, "Are you pregnant?" She hadn't talked to me in months, so this must have shocked her somehow. She called my dad over, and when he saw my belly, he said, "You can't give birth and keep living here. You will give the baby away once it's born." I wanted to...
Who is your dad, Satan? This bitch's dad is the devil. Who just casually says that?
No, but was too afraid and just started crying. What if my baby would be adopted by a family that didn't care about it? No way.
Seems like that was you.
So I came up with the most stupid plan any teenager had ever come up with. I bought a tent and decided to move into a forest once the baby was...
Oh my God, this is why 15-year-olds can't be parents. You dumb as fuck. That's the problem. Every single one of these stories, they never just admit about how slow they sound when saying this shit.
But in my 36th week, my dad wanted me to sign the adoption papers, and when I refused, he told me to leave his house. Suddenly, I was homeless and spent my first night at a train station before I decided to check into a hospital. Everything went well, but when my baby was born, my dad snatched it away from me. He attempted to leave the room, and for the first time in my life, I stood up to him, screaming, "That's my daughter, give her back!" I jumped on his back and bit him as hard as I could.
With the newborn baby in your hand? Yo, this is the dumbest shit I've seen ever. How do you even get up? Bro, you just gave birth. How do you get up and start biting a nigga?
Well, the doctors took my baby away from him. I think he even got arrested, but I didn't care. When I saw my daughter, I knew she was the only thing that mattered now. But I left the hospital with no money on me. So I had to sneak into my parents' house to get the tent and steal some food before I set up camp in a nearby forest. Like I said,
what in the world am I listening to?
I hadn't thought about how cold it would get at night, and my baby kept crying non-stop.
You have $0. What are y'all about to do? She's about to have a Minecraft. Out of nowhere. You about to hear the baby start saying, oh. Oh, no way.
Next morning, the police woke me up. Apparently, homeless people aren't welcome. But when they realized that I was a teenage girl with a newborn, they brought me to a women's shelter. It was a weird place. It offered free food, but it was run by an aggressive trans woman, a man who decided to become a woman. Everyone was scared of her. One time, she came over to my baby and stole her pacifier. My baby started crying while the trans woman laughed about it. With Psycho near me, I couldn't stop worrying about my baby. How did I know this man wasn't just faking it so he could be around vulnerable women and hurt them? Well, Romero finally came to visit us.
Oh my God!
As a father, but he seemed to enjoy playing with his daughter. I could tell it by the way he looked at her.
Romero is the most deadbeat dad I've seen in my life.
With those druggies around you. But where shall I go? My parents aren't the nicest people, but when they see the baby, they might change their mind and let you two move in with us. We arrived at his home, and his mom opened the door. She was a big woman with a scar around her neck. She said, "Who is she?" And Romero responded, "I got her pregnant, and now she needs a place to stay." You idiot! And who's gonna pay for the baby? Me? Are you freaking insane?
You 16, I don't know, bro. With the baby in my face, I'll keep it real cool, Romero. But I'm gonna beat your ass, and I'm gonna beat your ass in front of your girl. If I'm your parent, oh yeah, I'm embarrassing. Oh, that's your wife, huh? Let's see if she still like you after that whooping. Cause you a dumbass. How you gonna do something like that?
You won't have to pay for anything. I will get a job and take care of her financially.
Lord
So
have
you drop
mercy.
out of school and become a loser like your dad.
Like your dad is crazy.
His mom took a look at the baby and said, "Ugh, no way this thing is gonna move in here." We left disappointed, but the following week, Romero found a job as a cashier, so we could rent a small apartment.
Romero, bro!
Wanted to become a responsible father, but instead, he became a bigger and bigger jerk. He enjoyed owning me and forbid me to leave the apartment unless I was with him. His behavior got worse and worse until I finally had enough and spoke up to him. I said,
"Why?
Respect me. You treat me like an object." "So what? I dropped out of school to take care of you. Show some gratefulness."
He probably just stressed
While
out.
he was at work, I applied for several call center jobs because I wanted to become independent. I immediately got accepted and thought about dumping Romero. But I
Oh my God.
got revenge on me.
He's 16.
Taking 50% custody of our child. So instead of dumping him, I forbid him to touch or kiss me until he treated me with respect. Of course, he went berserk. And after just 3 days, he told me, "Fine, it's over. I hope both you and your daughter end up on the streets."
What type of parents? Do you live in a shitty ass town? Everybody's an asshole? This nigga said, I hope you and your daughter end up on the streets. Nigga, your daughter too? Dads think just because they the ones not giving birth, they can dip. Nigga, that's your nut, bro. Take care of your nut. Or put it somewhere in a safe place.
I wasn't just a teen mom, but I was also living in a sewer and had to fight off rats that were trying to eat me. But let's back off a bit, and let me tell you the full story of how I ended up living in Mexico City's sewer system, even though I was only 15. I grew up middle class in Mexico City, and my life was rather boring until I had my first fashion photo shoot.
What state is Mexico City? Mexico? New York.
There was this well-dressed guy who came up to me telling me I was cute. He even asked me out to a bar. But I told him I was only 15 and my dad would never allow me to go out at night because of all the gangs and drug cartels in our country. He ended up giving me his number anyway and walked off again. Then my manager came over saying, "Stay away from that guy. His dad is a high-ranking cartel member and he only comes to these fashion shoots to pick up pretty girls." Had I been smart, I would have listened to his advice, but I just couldn't get the guy out of my head. The fact that his dad was in a cartel only made him more exciting.
What the fuck, bro? I'm telling you, bro. We got no chance, bro. Regular niggas got no chance, bro. You gotta be thrown off. You gotta be thrown off, bro. You have to be a hood nigga, bro. You gotta be a little crazy, bro. She said she wanted him because he in the cartel. She's cool, my nigga.
I imagined us hiding from the police in expensive mansions and building our own drug cartel together. Oh, I loved fantasizing about being the wife of a drug cartel boss. So I met up with the guy. His name was Armando.
You have to be in the cartel now to pull the baddies. My boy pulled up to a fashion shoot and left with the big number because he's in the cartel. I have no chance, bro. What is my thing?
I dated him for months and it was just as I had imagined it. He drove me through the city in sports cars, and I knew I had to fear no one when I was next to him. Not even the police. Because the police is super corrupt in Mexico. For example,
they in Mexico.
A drunk guy at a party made fun of my boyfriend Armando. But when his friends told him whose son Armando was, the guy jumped on his knees and begged him for mercy, crying,
"Who is this Armando nigga? The fuck? Armando nigga, couldn't be me getting on my knees in front of a bitch to praise a man. Hell nah. Hell nah. I'll be the nigga that act weird in front of the bitches before I get to sucking meat in front of the bitches. I'm trying to... Nigga, I'm Armando. What you mean?
Embarrassing himself. And I guess it worked, because Armando let him go again. That's why he had so much confidence. No one could touch him. But one day he picked me up at my home and my dad asked him who he was. Armando responded, "I'm your daughter's boyfriend." "Ha, not in a million years. I can tell what kind of guy you are." That's when Dad took me by my arm and dragged me back into the house. I saw
as he
Armando
should. You're
get my dad from
15.
behind, but I waved him off because I didn't want anyone to get hurt. I was in love though, so the next day after school, I ran away and started living with Armando. He was
Who is Armando? Aren't you in... Wait, Armando's... Not only is Armando thrown off, but Armando's a predator? You started living with Armando while you in high school? How the fuck you do that? You 15, so how old is he? How old is he?
So much money on me that I was convinced he was serious about us. But one night, we and his friends went to a bar, and I made a mistake. I got a bit drunk and told Armando that one of his friends looked super cute. He freaked out and told me that I should then go date that guy instead of him. I immediately apologized and said I'd only been joking. But afterward,
what do you expect?
Again between us.
As you should.
Less and less often, and just didn't seem to love me anymore. I was so
you ruined it.
Him that I made him impregnate me. I did it by lying to him and saying I was on the pill. I thought if we had a child. He came home less and less often and just didn't seem to love me anymore. I was so petrified of losing him that I made him impregnate me.
Hell no! Hell no! That's not funny! That's not a joke! That's not how you play! You have to watch. You a guy watching this. Pay attention. You see how they getting down? She didn't want to lose him so bad that she got him pregnant. He having a baby now. I'm wearing 3 condoms, nigga. Fuck out of here. I'm wearing 60 condoms for a fall like that.
I did it by lying to him and saying I was on the pill. I thought if we had a child, he'd fall back in love with me. I said,
hell no!
I know things have been difficult between us lately, but look what I just found out. I showed him the pregnancy test, hoping he'd be happy about it.
You trapped him!
Dead in the eyes.
You trapped him!
This wasn't part of my plans. His reaction made me so nervous. Had he already been planning on leaving me? We went to bed, but I couldn't fall asleep. I was too worried. Then in the middle of the night, he stood up, took his phone, and left the room. I secretly followed him to the balcony and heard him say, I need you to get rid of her. It will be an easy job. I'll just bring her to your home tomorrow morning.
Don't fuck with them.
Petrified.
What?
I had to get out of here. So I stood up early.
He's about to backdoor you like that?
Armando somehow noticed it and said, Where are you going? Oh, just to the bathroom. I think the baby woke me up. Okay, and by the way, I'll later visit a friend. You should come with us. Oh, that sounds fantastic. But, it's my aunt's birthday today. That's
oh my God.
No problem. We'll visit your aunt first, and afterward go to my friend. What the frick? This psycho really wanted me dead. I went to the bathroom and turned on the shower.
This is what happens. This is what happens when you go after a dude who has no future. These bitches want a nigga who just ain't going to be shit. Okay, I might be a little bit of a dork. I ain't gonna lie. I do tuck in my shirt. I do got the glasses and shit. But damn, I wouldn't have set you up to die. I mean, I ain't got the money like bruh neither, but shit.
So I had enough time to
that's why you should have went for me.
And went to the front door. But right when I pushed on the handle, I heard Armando say, Where are you going? What, me? I'm just going outside to get some exercise. Without shoes? And why did you leave the shower on? I had no excuses left and just ran outside to the elevator. Armando didn't follow me. I guess he was scared I'd scream and get the neighbors' attention. Instead, he just stared in my eyes while I waited for the elevator. It was so scary. Afterward, I immediately...
Armando must be a supervillain. What in the world?
The door. I felt so bad for running away, but he immediately took me in his arms, and I knew he still loved me. I told him that Armando's dad was a high-ranking member of a cartel, and that he wanted me dead now because I was carrying his baby. My dad...
What in the world? I ain't gonna lie. If my daughter came to me after running away because she went to go live with a cartel member, what are you saying as a dad? This is why we gotta be present. Dad, you gotta blame yourself, nigga. You is not a present father. Your daughter ran away for how long? You didn't think to do a police report? Nothing?
Responded, Don't worry. I know a place where you can hide. He walked me to the street in front of our house, opened a manhole cover and said, Go in there before someone sees you. Quick, I'll bring you food later. I climbed to the bottom and the smell was so bad I started crying. It was
What are you doing?
And dirty. I waited for 12 hours until my dad finally came down to bring me food. What took you so long? I hate this place. You don't understand.
So not calling 911.
Armando paid me a visit today. He and his buddies searched the whole house for you. It's best if you stay down here for a few months until things cool down.
This is not a true story. What in the hell?
There isn't even a toilet down here. That's why I brought you diapers. My dad also brought me water canisters, food, a camping mat, and a walkie-talkie. It wasn't the life of my dreams, but at least I was safe. And it also gave me time to reflect on all the
This is what happens in Mexico?
Later that day, I called my dad, apologized for running away, and thanked him for letting me come back. He only responded, Don't worry, sweetie. I'll always be there for you. Then
what in the cringe? This shit is dumb!
Hours, I felt a tickling on my toe. Ah! A freaking rat! And it wanted to eat my foot. That was my life until 3 weeks later when my dad organized me a way to escape Mexico. I don't want to say where I live now because I'm still scared that Armando might find me someday.
I don't believe that was real. What in the hell? What do you mean, Armando? Where is the police? No police. She says she could pay the police off because they corrupted Mexico, but I refuse to believe not one is normal. I would have called all the police till at least one was good. What are you talking about? You getting slimed out by a cartel member? All I'm going to say is, if you sitting here and going through all of this, the police Are the police not stronger than the cartel? Who is the cartel and why the hell do they get so active and why they ain't got hit with a RICO? Bro, why is these niggas not getting... ISIS ain't getting no RICO. IXL not getting no RICO. Cartel not getting no RICO. Bro, RICO these niggas. Police lock. Let's go.
My sister and I have always tried to outdo each other. Who got better grades in school? Who was dating the hotter guy? Who could wear the sexiest dress without looking like a tramp? But things got out of control in our last year of high school. My sister was super jealous of my boyfriend, Dennis. She would constantly flirt with him and try to steal him away from me. So of course...
Okay, so your twin sister is trying to date the same dude as you. Okay. Here we go. Some more people who don't got brain cells, y'all. Look, you have to catch it from the beginning. My twin sister was flirting with my boyfriend.
When she offered my boyfriend Dennis to help him with his biology project,
oh my God!
And physically attacked her.
I know my boy Dennis probably was a playboy for real.
Stronger than me and gave me a black eye. You see, my boyfriend Dennis was the perfect guy. He was popular, funny, and his rich parents had bought him a Mustang.
I can't do cringe videos. He was popular. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, bitch.
So we could drive wherever we wanted. I guess my sister was scared I'd marry Dennis because she knew she would never find a guy like him. You see,
what in the world?
My sister is a very toxic person and only a fool would want to date her. I didn't care if she would end up with a loser boyfriend though. I wished her the worst. But then she did something unspeakable. She got pregnant at 18. My mom freaked out and asked, "Who is the father?" To which she responded, "Dennis is the father of my child. We love each other deeply."
The fact that these are real stories. You got real beef with your sister that y'all trying to get pregnant by the same dude. You went and got pregnant by her boyfriend. Your twin sister. Dennis. Fuck that. Dennis. Tell me how.
I was speechless. And my mom asked, "Are you talking about your sister's boyfriend?" "Yes, he loves me deeply, and I'm sure he's soon gonna break up with my sister."
Why are y'all competing with who can have the most kids by one nigga? Is that where this story is about to go?
I wasn't sure if she was messing with me or telling the truth. I screamed, "Liar!" But she laughed and whispered into my ear, "Dennis gave me this baby, and we're gonna raise it together."
What the fuck?
I asked Dennis if he slept with my sister. He said no, but told me about this weird night where I had rang his bell at 2 a.m. and asked to sleep in his bed. So it was true. My twin sister had impersonated me to get pregnant by my boyfriend.
Dennis is a demon.
How could she do this to me?
You growing up in a dumbass household. This is what happens. And in this, I can't say fatherless activity, bruh. These bitches having fathers now. You got a father. And you still dumb.
What did this mean for my relationship with Dennis? Seeing him raise a kid with my dreadful sister would kill me inside. I went to my mom and told my mom to punish my sister. She responded, "I understand you were mad at her, but right now she is
punish a pregnant woman.
All the affection and love we can give her." It was frustrating. All I could do was wait for the baby. She turned out to be a beautiful girl, but I still hated her.
What about Dennis? You just trapped him.
His daughter, and whenever I spent time with him, his daughter was with us and getting all the attention. I couldn't help but feel jealous, as if things couldn't get worse.
Dennis is such a demon. He over here enjoying twin sisters how he want them. One the baby mama and then one is his lover. Yo, Dennis is a demon. Dennis got him on rotation.
Dennis asked me if I was open for a triangle relationship with my sister, him, and I.
Oh my God!
In a million years. But I grew scared he would break up with me to date my sister. Since they had their baby, they spent a lot of time together and always got along well. It felt like Dennis was falling in love with her. So I did.
Dennis is such a demon.
And got pregnant too. I thought he would understand, but he didn't. He said, "How could you get pregnant without asking me for permission? I will never trust you again." He was so upset that he took my sister as his second girlfriend. And to make things worse,
he just passed her
more than me.
Dennis is future. Bro, he said he don't give a fuck if they was twins. My man Dennis said, "I'ma drop you and date your twin."
Angry, and then my sister got pregnant again. I couldn't.
Oh my God!
She had 2 babies with Dennis, while I only had 1, and he wasn't even mad at her for getting pregnant again. He seemed to love her only more. When my baby boy was born, I was very disappointed. I loved him a lot, but Dennis didn't. He spent most of his time with my sister and her daughter. That's why I took something very special from Dennis.
What is that? No! No! No!
And went to a fertility center to get 8 of my eggs fertilized. I hoped for twins, maybe even triplets, but nothing was guaranteed. I quickly knew I was pregnant, but I waited 4 months to get an ultrasound. With the image, I ran home and screamed at my sister, "Triplets! I have triplets!" "Liar!" she responded. So I showed her the ultrasound image and said, "Ha! Who's got more babies from Dennis now?" I could tell.
This nigga Dennis is a Hall of Fame legend. Who is this Duke?
There was no way she would catch up with my 4 babies. But then the unimaginable happened.
What happened?
Convinced Dennis that if he didn't leave me, I would get pregnant again. So he came up to me and said, "You've been nothing but toxic the last 2 years. I don't love you anymore, and I'm breaking up with you. I'm sorry, it's over. What about our children? I will take care of them half of the time and my parents will pay you child support. But don't ever contact me again." Wow, my boyfriend chose my sister over me. It broke my heart.
That's what you
But at least
get.
his rich parents pay me $1,500 per month for each child.
Who is Dennis, bro? This nigga is rich. $1,500 each child. You have 4 kids. 15, 3, 6. She's getting $7,500 a month off of RIP. And Dennis, how was you hitting both at the same time?
But life was hard. I kept checking my sister's Instagram and seeing her go on vacations with Dennis drove me insane. In my rage, I went back to the fertility center. They still had some of Dennis's seeds left in the freezer. So
No!
another 8 of my eggs fertilized. And again, after 5 months, I found out I had another set of triplets.
Bro, what is wrong with you?
Maybe I wanted to get revenge on Dennis for leaving me.
This is not how you get revenge. You're doing dumb shit now. This is like too far.
I still remember going over to his house and saying, "You got me pregnant again with triplets. We haven't touched each other in 10 months. I pretended to be my sister and visited you while she was shopping." "BS, you're lying." He smashed the door into my face. But when the babies were born, I did a DNA test and proved Dennis was the father. Of course he was suspicious. And unfortunately, his parents started an investigation when they found out about the fertility center. They proceeded to sue me and the clinic. It was the hardest time of my life. Taking care of 7 babies while dealing with a lawsuit was unbearable. I was sure
You're
I'd go
the
to
dumbest
prison.
bitch of all
The judge
time.
said it was the fertility center's fault. They should have never fertilized my eggs without the consent of the sperm donor. Therefore, the clinic has to pay me $2 million in child support over the next 18 years. Meanwhile, Dennis only has to pay child support for our first child. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to see any of my children. I wonder if I'll find a boyfriend who's willing to help me raise 7 kids.
No. What the hell? The fuck? You're not. I'll tell you're not, dumb bitch. Not gonna find no boyfriend. Who's gonna step up? All right, it's one thing to step up. My nigga, 7? You raising another man 7 kids? Out of absolutely not possible. Unless one of you niggas doing it. Bro, that was the craziest story I ever heard. Everything she said made no sense, nigga. Everything she said made no sense. But look, man, shout out to these 4 people right here. If you want to shout out, all you have to do is like this video and let me know that you liked it in the comment section. Join the Reddit, join the Discord. It is your boy Dooley with the Toolie and the